Hey everyone, welcome to the PSG What Are We Doing podcast. We don't have a name for this, but we are trying to do basically a PSG podcast where we give you the updates on what I'm doing with my Assassin's Creed Platinum, what's going on with Dylan in Overwatch this week, what new game did we get Shank to experiment, and how much money did Houston spend in app games on the business card. That and more in our What Have We Been Doing This Week podcast. And I guess this is the PSG podcast. And if you check back on Friday morning, we'll be doing the PSG News podcast. And you're going to get sporadic discussions thrown up across the week as we have fun things to talk about and we spend too much time talking about everything. So this is the PSG podcast about what we've done for the week and what's going on and what we're planning as a community. And if someone reminds me, we'll begin our giveaways next week as well. So keep that in mind. We're going to kick it off by talking about what? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Dylan, what'd you do this week?
I laid in bed a lot because I got my second COVID vaccine. I didn't really play that many games. I played a significant amount of Avengers, weirdly, mostly because the Tachyon Anomaly event started, which I haven't played any of because nobody plays that game anymore.
Me and Houston literally just said we got to get on and play it and get it done.
We did say that last night.
We all play PS5 though.
We abandoned.
You have one of those.
No, I don't. What are you talking about? No, I jumped into that just to mess around for a bit. I've been doing like the weekly updates, the shorts on this channel, and it's, gotten me interested in the cosmetics on that game again. So they're looping into the discussion we'll have. They're having a sale right now.
I know, I saw that.
Marketplace store. And it's not a great sale because it only applies to like old cosmetics, and not like the featured ones. Like you wouldn't even know it's a sale unless you looked for it.
Like the neon skins. I bought the one for Iron Man yesterday. He was making fun of me. Like the neon outline one.
Yeah, those aren't on sale. Like the new stuff is not. You have to go in to the archived like old skins that are in a separate section. But I don't even really remember why I've been playing it. I think mostly it's just because I got a 3080 finally, and it's like the only game that I play that makes full use of it. So it's been fun to play that. It's still like, especially in the Wastelands. I was playing a mission last night in the Wastelands, where the performance was just horrible for no reason. I guess they just haven't optimized that area yet because it's new, but they did fix the Maestro missions. I was able to play those for the first time. They fixed the villain sector. Like, you don't have to unplug your console or your PC anymore from the internet.
To the internet.
Yeah. So I was able to finish that up.
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask you about the Tachyon event because I haven't. Huey and I were going to finally explore it, but the Tachyon event in Avengers is the ability to play as the same character. But everything they promoted, it looks like that's all it is. Like, okay, now we're all Iron Man. Like, is there any direct purpose other than to make the funny meme images they've been posting everywhere?
No, that's like why I wasn't really excited for it. The only like additional thing that they added was I think they added a couple more Tachyon Rift missions, which are kind of whatever. They're just new challenges on existing missions, basically. You just have to, they're the like time trial things where you have to do it quick.
Where you can grab the Tachyon particles and it'll like add 5 more seconds or 10 more seconds.
But no, the only other thing is like animated, and I use animated very like lightly because it's literally just like they threw like a particle effect over certain nameplates and now they're animated.
Yeah, I saw those last night when I was looking at the store.
They're not great. I've considered making some mock-ups of like what animated nameplates like should be in the game. Some people have done this. I've seen them posted on the subreddit and stuff.
I mean, something cool, like you could even just like move the images, like, oh, Black Widow's back leaping and shooting, and it's just dragging.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't have to be like a ton of work.
Right. Like I for a while on Twitter, I was making these animated covers of comic books where I would just use like, puppet tools and masking and stuff to like make comic book covers like animated and come to life. And some of those took me quite a while, but I mean, for a nameplate, if you choose the right image, it really wouldn't take that long to like throw out a couple animated nameplates on the marketplace every week. But
Well, and also if you're selling it in your marketplace, it's okay if it takes a little bit of time to make.
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially considering like that's kind of the only place that like consistently the marketplace, for as little actual content we get in this game, the marketplace has, I don't want to say like good new skins every week, but they have like new skins every week, for the most part, or new emotes or something.
I feel like they prepped a lot of those, is what I think went on. I think early on they were like, just make like 50 for every character. Like,
I think Squeenix was like, hey, we know that this is what's going to make this game money, so divert a lot of resources to the marketplace team, and they haven't like deconstructed that since, launch. So they've just been going regularly. They're probably coming out with skins at the pace that they were supposed to be coming out with skins, whereas everyone else has kind of been hit, which sucks, but I don't know. Yeah, but to answer your question, no, there's really nothing else other than just here you go. And I don't even think there's any like time reason, or not time. There's no like story reason or like story element of the Tachyon Rift anomaly. They just explain it through like text in the background of like, time travel, alternate universe, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really matter.
All just so you can play as the same character, which
yeah,
is
I just
not
find it
exciting
weird.
enough.
I just find it weird that they're like, yeah, everyone gets to play as the same character finally, and I'm just kind of like, it's not really new content, because honestly, the way you've structured your game, like me and Huey, when we brought it up, I was like, now we can both be Kate, because I sure as shit ain't gonna be Hawkeye. And he's like, well, I'm Hawkeye. Like, why would we do this? Like,
what's the point?
Yeah. It's not like we're both like, man, I really want to be Hulk, and Shank's already Hulk, and Huey wants to be Hulk, and now we can all be our Hulks,
It's a fun like seasonal event for a game that has a large install player base where you can just hop into matches and play with random people, and everyone can be whoever they want. But
it would be a fun event if there was actual content coming out, but when that's just the content, like when that's just what they're releasing as, hey, this is our, April release, like,
right,
it's not exciting
in all
enough for me.
honesty, I think it should have came out. I know this is still going to get a lot of flack, but when Spider-Man came out, because everybody's going to be Spider-Man on PS4 or 5.
Aren't they going to like recycle this though? They're going to be bringing it back every couple months.
It's supposed to be yearly, yeah, or something, I don't know. But it seems like a weird thing to do as just an event. And it also doubly seems weird because A, hardly anybody's playing this game right now, and B, the people who are playing this game aren't playing multiplayer. They're just playing single player because they can't find anyone to play multiplayer unless they're someone you know. Like, I tried Quick Match because you can't just say, I want to play as Iron Man and also give me 3 AI Iron Mans. You have to do it with other people. And I went in Quick Match and I sat in the lobby for like 20 minutes at like peak hours, and I didn't get a single soul. Like,
I've just realized I've
Okay.
never... The entire time the game's out, I don't think I've ever actually tried to match up with people I didn't know. Every time
I tried it once or twice early on. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it once in the beta, and I think once in the live version, and I didn't like it because it's people. This was also before like the communication system, like the ping system. People just kind of went off and did whatever, and I'm the type of person who wants to do like every objective.
I just want to work with communication, even if it's just a ping.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
whenever I play games like this, it's my biggest reason I haven't gotten super into Outriders right now, because every time I get on, either the people I'm with don't have it on the same system, or it's buggy, or there's an issue. But I don't want to just get on and randomly jump in with people. Like, I got friends who are like, I'm already capped out in Outriders. When are you playing? And I'm like, well, how'd you cap out? Well, I match made. That's not fun. I don't like just sitting there with randos running around with me. I play that kind of game to be like, oh my God, Dylan, did you see me throw myself over here? Oh, look, Huey, I screwed you over.
Especially in Outriders, though, because what's the point of capping right now?
Yeah.
F at all.
At all. It's not even a live service game.
Exactly.
So.
It's like,
Yeah,
hey, I'm
so
done. Okay, then why?
I enjoy it for the power fantasy, but I also stopped playing after I beat the game because I'm waiting for you guys or like people over on our Discord server to finish the game so that I can play with people I know Because what's the point of doing the end game in that game without?
Well, it's the same
fun.
argument I used to have with Borderlands. Like, I loved Borderlands, but when I would beat the game, I'd be done. And I tried to get into what everyone's like, oh no, we got to go prep for the raid boss. We got to go get this roll out a gun. We got to go do this. And I tried that, and it was just like, I don't know. For me, the carrot on the stick has to always be there, or I'm just done with the game. Like, that's the end of it. It used to be my argument with Destiny before they kind of came up with more circular content. Once I beat it, I'm not the kind of person that's like, well, I got all the armor, I got all the exotics, let's play again. I'm the kind of guy that goes, and it's shelved. Like, that's that. Let's go to something else.
I feel personally attacked right now.
You are, but
And so I can personally attack him too if you want me to.
But that's just how I've always been that way, though. And so when it comes to a game like Borderlands, where it's like the carrot on the stick is to beat the raid. Okay, well, what does the raid boss do? The raid boss gives you another gun potentially. Okay, well, what do I use that gun for? Is there another cutscene? Is there another finale? Is there something else to get? Or is more content coming? Nope. Well, then I don't want to fight that thing. I don't want to spend like 3 hours prepping to fight that thing.
I think the carrot on the stick, like being an objective based player, that can come in like many different forms. And I think for a lot of games that don't have like end game content or a reason to keep playing inherently in them, that can come in some kind of social aspect, or like for Avengers, literally one of the reasons, and I think I've mentioned this before, one of the reasons that I'll pop up Avengers and start playing is just because I want to listen to a podcast, but I know I'll get distracted if I'm not doing something with my hands.
Yeah,
so I'll
that's
just
exactly
put
why
a podcast I want to listen to, and then I'll just like do random missions and shut my brain off. But like Overwatch is a good example. The reason I keep playing Overwatch, I almost never play that by myself. But I play that because it's a fun thing to do with friends. But there's no reason to like inherently in the game to keep playing Overwatch. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you on that, because like I play Siege, we've been playing Overwatch in the same reel. There's like, oh, my account leveled up. I don't give two craps about the account leveling.
Doesn't matter.
I don't get on and play those games alone.
Means
It's
nothing.
like, yeah, it's like if my buddies get on, like, let's go play. I'll be like, okay, well, I'm gonna be terrible because I haven't practiced at all. But if you want to play Siege, I'll go die. Like,
God, I feel that on a base level, but to me, a lot of times with games like that, it really just comes down to, I know this is a real hot take, but are you having fun? Like, that's the reason why you go do the in-game content.
Yeah.
If the gameplay itself is fun, then that in and of itself is enough reason to go do it. And then maybe, hey, you get a new roll on a gun or a new cosmetic outfit. But, I mean, overall, like, if you're not enjoying your time with it, that's the time to set a game down and move away from it. With Outriders, I'm enjoying playing the game just using my abilities. Like, I barely ever use my gun unless like I'm completely out of my abilities. But I got the refresh rate down so low that I'm able to just keep cycling through them.
yeah,
It's fun, but it's not going to be fun for more than like a week or two.
it'd be more fun if you had your buddies with you all also doing that. Going, oh my God, Shake, your gun's insane! Look at my lightning! You know,
right, exactly. And we've had this discussion before, and this could be an entire another podcast just about what is the incentive, what's the carrot on the stick once you've beaten a game. But I mean, ultimately, I just think it's a matter of, are you enjoying yourself? And as soon as you can no longer say that you're enjoying yourself in a game, just move on. I mean, you're playing Overwatch because you enjoy playing Overwatch. You enjoy hopping into quick play and doing those matches. I play Destiny because I enjoy the gunplay. I'm not really sure, Huey.
he plays app games. Yeah, he plays
games.
You do app games and you just jump from game to game. So
yeah, no, he doesn't. He plays all of them. He has like 12.
Oh yeah, I play them all at the same time. I have 4 things to play app games on.
He has 3 tablets. No, 2 tablets, 2 phones, and he has at times grabbed one of my work tablets.
I have like 4 phones now.
So, all right, well, that's what Dylan's been doing. Shank, how has your week been?
my week's been great. I've been playing a lot of video games.
Real quick. This is why we needed a discussion podcast and a news podcast.
Right. Also, for like a little behind
we
the
can't
scenes,
focus.
A little behind the scenes, last week's episode, I cut like literally 30 minutes out of it. So there was a lot that we went on for almost 2 podcast lengths. So this is the good decision.
Honestly, I haven't been playing a whole lot of games this week because I've been at work a lot. But what I have been playing is actually not a lot of Destiny, which is weird because Guardian games came out. I played for about 3 or 4 hours, and then I put that down because it's just running strikes and picking up stuff on the ground like Gambit.
Yep.
So
I got a lot of laurels in the raid.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You're not collecting laurels doesn't even progress the. It's not the objective. It's just the currency to buy stuff for the objective, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm gonna get the catalyst for the gun, and then I'll probably be done with it. I did, for the first time, not ever, but for the first real time I sat down, I played Overwatch, and I was Reinhardt, and I apparently am really, really bad at it. Because
Reinhardt is a difficult character to be good at.
Hold on, I got to save Shank on this one. Okay, so Dylan, you'll appreciate what happened with our Overwatch experience. I told Shank, get on Overwatch and try Archives. It'll be fun. You can be whatever character you want. It'll be story-driven. You can just goof around. So he got on, and it was just us. And then 2 buddies came on, and I was like, well, if you want to goof around with characters, let's just do like a free-for-all, just the 4 of us playing. That would fine. Everyone was having a great time. He's charging. He's trying to be Reinhardt. I'd be Diva, dive him. We'd have other Reaper would kill him. It'd be fine. Then 2 more people got on, and someone came up with the decision that we have this Grandmaster guy and a brand new player. Let's go into quick play. Now, we had 6 people, preset group. I don't want to do Overwatch quick play anymore. I've retired from Overwatch quick play because I know how it can get. It's very team-oriented, or you get stomped. That's pretty much how it rolls 95% of the time. And I knew we had a new player and a Grandmaster. Now, I expected our Grandmaster to freak out on Shank within minutes, and we would go back to goofing off in free-for-all. Not how it went.
not at all.
No, our middle tier guy decided to freak out on Shank. We go into the first round. Shank's first ever quick play. He gets on Reinhardt. He charges, and all you hear is, "Oh my God! What is Reinhardt doing? What is wrong with you?" And we're like, "Dude, calm down. You know Shank. It's his first time."
And I need to clarify a bit.
Okay, go ahead.
I need to clarify a bit. I don't even know what the freaking objective of the game is. Like, they're explaining to me, like, you have to, like, move this trolley along the tracks. Like, you're escorting this thing. I'm like, okay, so that's what we're doing. Then the next game of Quick Play, it's like, control the point. So, like, I'm, like, at a base level, not even understanding what our objective is. Then I realize we have 2 tanks. So, I'm a shoulder charging Titan by nature.
The other tank was me and
Reinhardt.
Diva, by the way, so I'm dive bombing. Like, that's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you were dive bombing, and I was grabbing people and yeeting them off the map and killing us both because that was enjoyable to me. I was having fun with that.
That's what
apparently,
matters.
But apparently, our mid-tier player thought that was not a good use of our tank. So then I just sat and I held down the right mouse button, and I was soaking up all this damage, and yet somehow it was still my fault that we either A, weren't getting healed enough, B, weren't killing the people fast enough, my shield would break down, and then everybody would die. And they're like, where was our Reinhardt? Where was our shield? And I was like, well, I took all the damage. Like,
Where was the damage?
So just to cut, every time we'd go through a round, we'd be like, hey man, calm down. Shank's first game. We're all just trying to have some fun here. Next round. Why is Reinhardt charging off the cliff? What are you doing?
There's something you need to understand about Overwatch players. It's never their fault.
Well, it gets better. It gets better. So, like, he finally stopped yelling at Shank, and then we'd hear he'd be on DPS. Sombra's flanking us. Why isn't anyone killing Sombra? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
calm down, man.
Never.
That's
the
your
person who's
job.
complaining's fault.
then you'd hear, then he'd be like, they're healing. Why are we killing the healers? Like, dude.
It's also like for to put someone who's never played the game on tank, first of all, on Reinhardt, like that is the odds were stacked against you, Shank.
Listen,
that
I'm
instance.
not switching. Although I did get to play the
That's
game with
fine.
who's the chick who jumps into a robot and then
Diva.
That's what I was playing. Yeah.
yeah. So when all you guys left and it was just me, I solo queued into quick play, and I was Diva, and I got play of the game. So
Diva is so much fun because you have the missiles, the machine guns. Like I'm so happy that when they buffed her to this point, and then like nerfed and buffed, this is where she settled, and they haven't changed her. I'm so happy with that because
Yeah, she's a
also
good time.
I learned what
They just
her
buffed
alt
her again.
did. I learned what her alt did. Apparently, it just throws out a bomb that kills everybody.
Throws out the mech. That's the bomb that kills
Right.
everybody.
So apparently, I wasn't aware of this. We were playing quick play with everybody, and somebody did that with their alt, and I just see this big orb. So I see, ooh, shiny object. I go up as Reinhardt, use my alt, and I just smash the robot, and all of a sudden, everything blows up. And everybody just looks at me like, what did you just do? You can't do that. I'm like,
Well, I did it.
hey, I did. It was fun. I enjoyed
You
it.
can. I don't know if you've figured this out yet. As Reinhardt, you can charge the Diva bomb while it's exploding, and you can move it out of the way.
So
there's
my
some
issue
fun-
was I used my alt instead of
Yeah.
the button that
Instead
they
of the
told me
charge, yeah.
I'm never allowed to use that charge because then I'm out of position. But hey,
no, the charge is always great if someone else is out of position. Then you get to take advantage of that. But
Playing aggro, like playing stupid Reinhardt, is probably the most fun you can have in Overwatch, but you like really need to know the game before you're allowed to do that without pissing off literally everyone.
The best way to do it, just turn off chat and then play how you want.
that's how I play.
just turn off
true.
chat. I'll just deafen myself next time
Yeah.
we play Overwatch in
Fair.
a group.
Honestly,
Turned off
like
chat.
just play the game until you're comfortable with it, and then you can let people scream at you, because then you'll know why they're screaming at you.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know why they were screaming at me. I was just like, dude, we're playing quick play. Like
It's not even ranked.
This isn't ranked. Like
That's
it's
the-
my
that's-
first time.
That's the
Of
argument I
course
have
we're
whenever I
nervous.
play like Siege or Quick Play. That's the problem I have. The communities in Siege and Overwatch, they just get so toxic so quick. You can meet some great players and have a good time, but that's why I don't play and listen with my friends. Because like I'll be in Siege and like Huey's played with me. We'll be just some rando is just giving everyone shit, yet he died first. Like, dude,
Yeah.
just shut
Right.
up. Why are you?
The best part was there's a guy, I think it was like last week we were playing and we lost. And this guy's like, oh my God, you guys are so bad. I look at him. He has no assists, 1 kill, less points than everybody on the team. But we're the bad ones.
Yeah, I think
Well,
I
right,
think
you
the,
didn't
I think the
carry
team.
him.
Yeah, I think that team was that round. It was like Corvus, me, you, and then
Yeah.
the 2 randos. It was like,
It's never their fault.
no.
It's why I don't play ranked anymore, in all honesty, because I'm getting yelled at and I'm like, guys, we are in silver. You're not going pro. I don't know if you know this already. There's no chance of you making it to pro
Right.
at this point.
Well, and the question is like, how many of these people are like 14 years old
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like 13 years old? Like, just yelling because like they don't understand proper etiquette in games. I mean, most gamers don't understand proper etiquette, but they really don't.
Expecting random people on the internet who are playing video games to have proper etiquette. You're looking for something that doesn't exist,
So
especially in competitive gaming.
if you did
The
anything
other
else,
thing-
Jake? Oh yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing I did was I played Civ for the first time since the 90s. That was that was enjoyable. And I put on like 20 builders because who would think that when you're building up a civilization that you wouldn't need builders? Well, apparently they're only good for a couple things and they don't help build out your entire empire. So I learned that. They're all wondering why it's taking me so long on my turn to finish up, and it's because I'm literally clicking through like, okay, sleep on this guy, sleep on this guy, sleep on this guy, sleep on this guy. Like there's nothing to build anymore. Part of me just wanted to be like, okay, you run off and go get killed by a barbarian. That would make
You
my
go
life
fight the
easier.
barbarians for me.
But yeah.
We gotta play another round of that. That was fun. We had 8 people playing it. It was just so.
Did you guys finish the round that we started?
No, that was still saved. I don't know if I want to do another 8-person one though, because just getting everyone to show up on time and everything and play. That's the only problem with
Sounds like a
Civ.
mess.
Yeah, it's the only problem with Civ. You can't be like, hey, let's play for an hour. Normally, it's like
No.
if we're gonna do hour segments, everyone agree to show up 5 days in a row. You know, like you have to. It has to be coordinated with
Play
other
Monopoly.
people. Yeah. What we ended up doing is me, Houston, and 2 of our other friends were just doing like a morning game, which is separate from that game. And in our morning game, we turned on Heroes and Legends and Zombies. And I somehow recruited a vampire who now converted to zombies, and I'm currently running an undead army.
He's currently winning in every
Sweet.
category somehow with his undead army.
So you have an undead cult.
I do.
Because-
Well, we turned on
Yes.
secret societies, and the vampires invited me in, and they gave me this Baron vampire who blows everyone up that he touches. And then I got this like legend that converts people to be on my team. So I've just got zombies and vampires, and I'm just stomping the
Awesome.
world. And like it's turning into the 3 of them versus me because I just have this undead army.
You haven't found me yet. You found the other
Does
2,
not
but you haven't
sound
found
like
me.
Civ.
It's not.
You turn every game into something it's not supposed
It's not
to be.
Civ. It's not Civ anymore.
Huey,
That's
what
me.
have you been up to?
Not much, really. You know, just hanging out, chill.
Jesus.
Just vibing.
You know, just vibing real. No, War of the Visions, I hate you, but I love you at the same time. Benny knows why. First off was the Final Fantasy X event. You know what came out 2 weeks later? Nier. My wallet hates me.
Oh no.
Don't worry. I got 2B. I've got her. But yeah, it's... And apparently the next event, King Mont comes out. For those of you who don't know, he's the next big character that you need. He's actually part of the story. So it's literally just back to back to back needed banners that are limited.
For those who don't follow App Games banners when they drop a new unit, and unlike other games where they go, here's the new unit to play, a banner you have to pull gotcha games until you get the right unit.
Oh boy. Yikes.
Unit cost me about $400.
He doesn't even make that much.
You spent $400
Yeah.
on what?
on a
going on over
2D waifu.
Kids.
You know, I can
This
make
is
this
a
sound-
lesson. This is a lesson. Don't ever do what he's doing. This is no that way. That way.
I can
Don't ever
make
do
this
what
better.
he's doing.
I can make this better for you. Because he says a 2D waifu. It's a 2D sprite. He bought a 2D sprite that does the attacks for him.
But she's great.
Houston, we need to talk.
She's real strong. Yeah, Houston stopped buying stuff this month. He spent.
I
too
think
much
I've
money
spent that
on
much on
games.
games like since like December of last year. And you spent it this week?
You're not wrong, all right. But here's another thing. I don't really spend my money on much other stuff than that. So
That's fair.
But as a fellow app game player, I think should be cheaper.
Depends.
no, they would not.
Edit that out, please.
All right, hold on, and let's pick back up. Anyway, as I was saying before, rudely interrupted.
So you spent $400.
Yeah, and then
What else?
2B came out, so we're not going to
So
talk
you're
about
saying you're gonna have to spend another $400?
No. I only spent $200 of Benny's money. It wasn't mine, so it's fine.
May I interest you in a credit card?
No, those are maxed out already.
Okay.
Those are from younger Houston days. I keep, just for everybody watching before you blow up, oh my God, how could you? I do keep track of my finances. I have not put myself out spending that money. I could still eat. I could still pay my bills. I didn't skip paying my bills. My savings just didn't get much into it this month. That's fine. I got Una, Titus, Orin, 2B, and 9S. I might have to
Those
skip.
all seem like
That's-
solid purchases.
That's
Exactly.
gibberish. You just said numbers and letters. That's nothing.
You didn't play Nier?
No.
Oh, there you go.
I have a fun story about that actually. I was gonna stream Nier like years ago, and I bought it on PS4 to stream it, and then realized that the streaming setup to stream it on PS4 was too complicated, so I didn't want to do it. So I returned it and then bought it on Steam, so I could just stream it from my computer. And I booted it up, and I had at the time my graphics card had a GTX 970, and I booted it up, and I was like, oh no, this is running terribly. So I closed the game and I went to Fry's, which at the time was still in business, and I bought, just on a whim, a 1080 Ti, which is sitting over there. It's out of my computer now, finally. But I bought that so that I could play Nier, and so, just I figured it was finally time to upgrade my graphics card, and then I never played it.
Honestly, fact, it wasn't your graphics card. Nier was a terrible port.
Yeah.
Yeah, they only just updated that in like the last 2 or 3 weeks to be playable.
I had a feeling that had something to do with it as well, but like my reasoning was like, my graphics card isn't handling this game well at all. I'm in the menu and it's just crapping itself. And B, I had just switched to like 2 4K monitors, and a 970 really can't run many things at 4K. It can run some things at 4K, but really not much. So I switched to the 1080 Ti, which also can run not most modern things at 4K, but back then it can handle some things at 4K. 4K is tough for gaming. Now it's finally becoming possible.
Yeah.
But
I will say with Nier, I tried it about 2 or 3 years ago, and I had the same thing. I started it and I just could not get into it. I couldn't get past like the first level. And finally this year, I want to say it was either in January or December, I just sat down and I said, no, I'm going to play through it. I've heard how great this game is. I finally put the effort in. I actually really did enjoy it. I'm probably going to get burned in the comments for this, but it's not my favorite game ever.
How dare you?
Like, it's a good story. I liked it. I think I've played a lot of games in recent years that had not more exciting stories. Just I was more invested in the story.
Nier's kind of a little bit of a wall to be invested in is the big issue with it. As a huge Nier
unanswered
fan,
questions.
Yeah. And there's a lot of knowing the history, which is why the recent release just came out, which I could talk about when it comes to my turn. But that's why a lot of it linked to the previous stuff and how it all flows together. It's a deep dive to really understand Nier.
Okay, so can we spoil the 3-year-old game at this point? 4. It's actually 4 years old. Came out in 2017, didn't it?
Yeah.
I give you permission.
Can we spoil it?
Go ahead. If anybody's still playing the Nier Automata, I can never say his name properly. If you're still playing that
Nier
one,
Tomato.
Nier Tomato.
So mute the stream, keep letting it play, and we'll do some weird.
Keep letting it play.
I understand what happened. There was a virus of some kind or something. Humanity ended. I guessed pretty early on that it was just androids versus robots. I guess my issue with the game was that I lacked investment because pretty much everybody's dead by the end. Like, all the androids are dead. The robots that had gained sentience were all getting killed off. All of humanity's dead. The aliens are dead. I just, at the end of it, I just kind of had this empty feeling of like, okay, so they're just going to start it all over again. And it's
that is it. That's the point of Nier Automata. I'm going to say it again just so people don't think we're talking about the original. That is the without spoiling the current game. Okay, I'll skip that. Nier is actually doesn't even start with Nier Reincarnation. No, Reincarnation is the app game. What's this one called? Replicant. Nier Replicant, which is what this one's turned into in the one that just came out, and then you had Nier Automata, and then now there's Nier Reincarnation. There's a different game series, Shank, called Drakengard.
Yeah, I'm aware of what Drakengard is, and it's like even further back in time before all that happened.
So Drakengard is the dragon, the girl, things like that. The ending to it, I forget which one it is, but there's multiple endings to a few of them, and one of those endings involves sending this virus into a wormhole, basically, to another dimension. Nier follows that virus and how it affects the other planet. Now, how that all plays out, that is in Replicant, so I'm not going to talk about that. That's how it all kind of goes forward. The opening of the game involves a virus. That's where it came from. They don't even say it. They just like, we have a virus. How are we handling it? And that's the story of Replicant.
Right.
It came from Drakengard. They don't even outright say it because it was supposed to be a separate title. Automata then shows later in the future. We've gone thousands of years.
Like tens of thousands of years.
And basically like what has happened to everything so far removed from that previous game, what is left? And what you discover is at the end of that one, there isn't anything left. That people are literally just following directives that make no sense anymore, kind of a situation. And that a new civilization is being born, but but we're still holding them back because the robots are getting emotions and they're getting feelings and they're becoming people. And like that's a part of the whole thing of like when you go through 2B, you're murdering people who you don't realize are aware. And then you go through 9S and you realize, oh, they're not that bad. And you just sent this weapon in there to go murder everyone. Like,
right. But I guess by the end, my feeling was like, okay, so pretty much everyone's dead now. Like, and there's no indication that the war is going to stop.
Yeah.
So it's weird because we don't know how long it was going on, but the first ending you get where 2B is killing 9S, she has done that multiple times already.
They've already looped
multiple times.
Right. They say it's the 14th.
It's
the 14th machine war.
Yeah.
And every indication is that you're just going to start the 15th machine war.
Right, because the whole point is that it's just on a repetitive loop at this point, but the robots are potentially going to break out of the loop, but now 2B is unintentionally stopping that.
Starting the loop over
again. Because they're trying to move on, but the androids are stuck in this loop where they have to prevent that from happening, so they just keep doing it. But the robots keep trying to move on.
No, so, I mean, it's not that I didn't think it's a good story. It is a good story. It's just, it feels like there needs to be some kind... There's no sense of closure.
No.
I feel like I left the game and the world's in the exact same places when I started the game.
Did you go all the way to the real credits?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, that's about as much closure as you're going to get.
Right. And I still feel the same way, so...
And that's fine. Like, it's not for everybody.
Yeah. I will say this, though, because we had somebody who said, oh, there's Nier, and then there's Nier Automata, and then there's Nier Reincarnation coming out. No, actually. So here's the confusing nature of Nier. Drakengard 1 through 3 comes out, timeline splits, we get Nier. Now, Nier never existed. Nier Replicant is the Japanese version of the original Nier. Nier Replicant follows the story of a brother and a sister. When they were porting this to America, they decided that the brother-sister thing Americans wouldn't relate to. It needs to be father-daughter. So they changed the main character to a guy, and they changed a few other core elements, including other characters in the game. I can't say what was changed without massively spoiling huge reveals, so I'm not going to. But huge changes were made. Well, not huge, but minor background changes were made to a lot of the main characters. They called this other version Nier Gestalt. Nier Gestalt did not sell. It's got a fan base, like I enjoyed it. It's got a minor fan base. So you got Nier Replicant, you got Nier Gestalt. Then Nier Automata came out, and that game broke 5 million sales. So Square Enix was like, holy crap, Nier can sell, and it doesn't have to be turned into a guy-father relationship. You can be a girl in a Lolita dress, and people will buy it. So let's go ahead and try again with Nier Replicant. But instead of remaking it, they decided to make a different game. So it's Nier Replicant 1.2 and it goes to all the numbers of pi.
1.2.
Yeah. And it's not actually Nier Replicant, it's a merger of Nier Gestalt, Nier Replicant, and Nier Automata, because it brings in elements from that to tie the whole story together. So the newest game is a remake / brand new game in the series. The third official game is Nier Reincarnation, which is a tablet-based game, which isn't even out yet.
What is this, Kingdom Hearts? What is going on?
Yeah,
it's more
Kingdom Hearts.
confusing.
Sounds like
it's more confusing than Kingdom Hearts.
No.
So Nier Reincarnation is now out in Japan, and it follows the storyline another 10,000 years in the future. From what we've gathered, humans are back, but we don't know yet. There's a gunslinger, there's a girl in a little dress, there's like, I don't know, I'm waiting for that one to come to America, but...
When does the spin-off game Far come out?
Nier Far. So, well, because our chat said that there's Nier. What did you exactly say?
Nier Automaton, Nier, the newest is Replicant.
Right. So technically, if you want to experience the true full story of Nier, you need to play Drakengard 1 through 3, Nier Replicant, Nier Gestalt, Nier Automata, Nier Replicant 1.2. Whatever the fuck comes after that. That's actually how it plays out, like to get all the plot. So.
Or just watch a YouTube video like I did. So, like, I understand all what happened. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I lost any... In a game about agency, I feel like I have none in that game.
So, since that's a great segue, I have been playing the new Nier. And what I like about it is, so the problems I had with Nier Gestalt, I never played the original Japanese Replicant because I never imported games. I always don't like to try to figure out menus, so I just never bothered. The issue I had with Gestalt, though, was the battle system was horrible. I didn't like it. It was clunky. It was weird. It felt like they were trying to make it like Zelda, but it wasn't working. It was all over the place. The new one takes the battle system of Automata and moves it over. And I probably mispronounced it 1,001 times, but... Tomato. Nier Tomato. It moved, but it took that battle system and they've cleaned up a lot of the voice acting. Some of it's a little interesting. There's a character named Kane in the game who I believe is Laura Bailey, but she came back to revoice it. So like she sounds more like a younger anime girl in the original, and this one is just Laura Bailey. Laura Bailey has gone from, and I love her work, but has gone from doing voices to doing Lauren Bailey mad and Lauren Bailey happy. Like
Laura Bailey plays Laura Bailey, but just a little angrier.
In all honesty, I think she has to at this point because of Critical Role. They all expect her Critical Role voices. So you're like, they don't know my normal voice. Let's just do it.
Like, yeah. I don't even argue
voices on that show.
I don't even argue about it. Like, in all honesty, like it's perfectly fine. Because I mean, I do voice work on our other channel, and I have like 3 voices I use, and then you got people like Nolan North. Like, no matter who the hell he is, he's Nolan North. Even as the ghost, where they actually add a robotic ting to him, I'm like, Nolan North is my ghost in Destiny. Like,
well, like also, voice acting isn't about funny voices you can do. It's just acting. Like that's the people are like, oh, you want to do voice acting? What kind of impressions can you do? It's like, what? It's just that's not at all what voice acting is.
Right. It's how well can
Unless
you
you're
act.
Nolan North.
Yeah.
Right.
I have the same issue though. Like I think at a certain point, people recognize your voice enough. Try to have Lance Reddick voice anything for you, and not immediately know it's Lance Reddick.
I know you like to think of him as Zavala from Destiny, but I think of him as the guy from Fringe. Ever remember the show Fringe?
Actually, you want to know where I first think of him from? It's The Wire.
Yeah. Wire.
He's the lieutenant in The Wire, and he's also Silence in Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's what I think of.
But every time, it's the exact same voice. Like there is no mistaking it.
I do want to clarify something because our chat is once again trying to help me pronounce Nier. I always claim Nier is one of my favorite games. The thing is, until this remake came out, you could just say Nier, and everyone assumed you were talking about Automata. Like you never had to pronounce that last name properly.
Yeah, so one of the guys is like, it's Auto and then Mata, and I'm just sitting there like, no, it's Automata.
Yeah, like, exactly. That's
like it's not what you think it is.
It's a nonsense word.
I think everybody should just say Nier onomatopoeia, and then it'll be solved.
I'm just saying why I've never been able to pronounce it properly because I never needed to because you just said Nier. And everyone knew you were talking about the girl with the white hair and the Lolita Jess and a samurai sword. Like that was it.
when Tomato came out, I had no idea that there were other ones. I just knew that this one was out. With the only thing I knew about it is that it was a platinum game, that 2B was a character, and that you could press a button to make her clothes explode.
I didn't do that a lot.
Wait, what?
What more do you need?
You didn't know about that? If you put in R3 and
that,
L3, she'll self-destruct, but she'll go to 1 HP and no clothing.
Yeah. Replay Nier
okay,
now.
So here's another thing, and we've had this discussion before. I don't understand people who undress their characters in games. I put as many clothes on 2B as I could. Like I put her in that like armor stuff because she's a damn soldier. Like I don't know.
You and I don't
know.
agree. Yesterday we were doing our Final Fantasy 14 raid, and I was tanking, and I was in like full garb. I had like the jacket on, the helmet on, the hoodie on, and like someone had to go use the bathroom. I'm like, hold on, I'm gonna put a new outfit on, and I had a bikini bottom, a bikini top, some horns, and sunglasses. Like, let's go.
Do you remember when I used to use my? Oh Jesus, I haven't played 14 in forever. I can't remember what race I was. The big guys.
Lalafell.
Oh no,
Yes.
no. What I always call him Galcus from 11, but it's not Galcus. It's I know the big dude.
Chat, help us out. Yeah, so I'm as tall and as thick with muscle as you can get, and I would put on a pink Speedo and tank for people.
Yeah, see,
I mean, that's the best way to do it. It's the most armor you can get.
So what's your issue with taking Tubi's clothes off?
Because I feel fine objectifying myself, but I don't feel fine objectifying other characters.
So what you're saying is you don't identify with a white-haired android lady from like 40,000 years in the future or whatever.
No. I
Okay,
don't.
fair enough.
So, all right. Well, other than that, I have been playing. I've gotten into a weird kick where I've just decided I despise all live service games again. So we've been playing like I downloaded Anno again. I'm finally playing They Are Billions. I'm finally playing that one and getting my butt kicked. We started playing Civ. I just get in these moods where I'm just like, I'm tired of getting on games and there's no actual ending. Can we all find a game that we're gonna play and there's a way to beat it? We could beat the game. Like, it's over. I don't have to come back to this anymore. I think it was the night that Shank and I were like, let's play Sea of Thieves. And I'm just like, I want to, but like, I'm just going to sail to an island, get a chest, go back, do it again. And there's no ending here. Like, so I've been playing with a lot of weird games, and I've gotten into this habit. Natalie likes to come over and watch me play games, and we download these indie games with the deep stories to try and figure out the story. And I got this game called Hitchhiker. And it's the most intriguing and boring and don't play it game I've ever played.
Oh, good.
It was 4 hours of a mystery. You wake up in a car hitchhiking and you don't know why you're there or what's going on. And you're finding photos in your bag and you go through 5 different drivers and they seem to have information, but they don't seem to have information. There was an accident. It may or may not have been your fault. You don't know what's going on. So we spent 4 hours figuring out this mystery. Like, oh, we got the photo. It's his girlfriend. They had a fight, and then she must have gotten into an accident. Oh, maybe he was driving the car. Like, we're going through this whole thing, and each of the drivers is like, well, you put me here. So then you're starting to, are we dead? Is this like the afterlife? Am I trying to figure out what's going on? I'm going to spoil this game for you if you happen to be playing it. They don't answer it.
Of course. The classic move.
Yeah, you get to the ending and they're like, she's in the hospital. You know what you did. And I'm like, we don't know what we did.
No, I don't.
We haven't figured this out.
Buddy, that's because it's Hitchhikers 2.
I'm like, we still don't know
Buy
what
the
we did.
sequel.
We don't know what's going on. All I've done is gone through fun memories with this girlfriend and been like, well, the memories, and like, they're like, and you get a voice in your head and they're like, crash the car. If you get to the hospital, it's all going to end badly. So I'm like, fine, we crash the car and it's one more memory about cherishing memories and the credits roll. And I'm like, what? So I Google, I'm like, did I get a bad ending? Is there like multiple endings? The mystery? No, there's nothing. No other endings, no more clues. I did it all.
It's going to be in DLC later.
The story is apparently about cherishing the memories you have and not trying to figure things out. And I'm like, don't pitch this as a mystery if I'm not supposed to figure this out.
It is a mystery. It stays a mystery the whole time.
But look at the passion you have for this game right now. I mean, honestly,
my God.
would you have had this type of reaction? Would you have talked about Hitchhikers if you would have gotten a resolution?
Probably not. I did get a platinum in it. I was doing so much.
We forgot.
That's
We
their
forgot
marketing
one
strategy.
more game that we all played. Well, Dylan, I'm sorry you didn't play this game.
Oh, yeah.
played
Dylan
Risk.
doesn't like us.
Yeah,
Dylan
we
doesn't like
did.
us.
What the hell?
We
We
played
did play
Risk
Risk.
for like
Here.
5 hours.
We played Risk Global Domination. It's a free to
And
play
I
Risk.
betrayed
Oh,
my
man.
allies at the end to win. Sorry,
I
Shank.
didn't technically lose. I still
you
had.
didn't. You
I
still
still
had
had
plenty of
like
land.
35% of the map at that point, and we were allies. I counted that as a win.
And if you had to conquer the whole thing, you easily would have plowed through me at the end.
Oh, absolutely.
Phrasing.
No, I said
that
it how
was
I
what we
said
meant.
it.
Okay.
Well, so I'm still doing my Assassin's Creed Platinum journey as well. I finished up Brotherhood, I decided I would take a break and go play the game Control, and I got that platinum in 10 hours, and then was like, crap.
to play that.
Oh, it's so good. I started Control because everyone's like, it's really good. And I didn't know what to expect at all. And I got into it. And it's so much fun. I did all the DLCs and everything.
I wasn't like super interested. The trailers looked interesting to me, and I didn't really care about it. But then somebody was like, "Yeah, I just heard this like through the grapevine, like a video I was watching or something. They described it as like SCP/Lovecraftian like horror," and I was like, "Excuse me? Okay,
I'll give you the pitch. If someone had told this to me early on, I would have played this. Okay, you're basically in the SCP. And one of the SCPs has gone haywire, and it's your job to get them all in there. So you explore the facility, the foundation, and you find all of these SCPs all over the place. For people who don't know, SCP is a wiki concept of basically all kinds of horror and science fiction and just creepy monsters. Like, I found a fridge that if you don't watch it, it eats you. Like that,
awesome.
That's what I'm saying. That stuff is in there.
I gotta play this game.
And you had to. And the quest was a guy has been watching it since the outbreak, and you have to find a way to get him away, but he can't not watch the fridge. Like,
it's so fun. My favorite, like SCP. I'm sure it's not in the game, but I think it's called the Back Rooms or something, where it's just this never-ending dimension of just hallways of like, you know, like you go to like a hotel, like a Marriott, and there's no one there.
Hallway. It's the it's in there. It's in there.
Okay,
you have to find a way to get the hallways to stop generating.
Awesome. Great. I love it.
And the game is just awesome. It's so much fun. It's like you have all these powers and crazy things like that. It's just so much fun. And I won't even lie, I got to the whole game, and then I discovered that there's a thing called the assist mode where you can turn it on to one-hit kill. So like finishing up the trophy was super simple because at this point you're like, okay, now I'm annoyed. I played the game, I just want to finish. You can turn everything on one-hit kill and just enjoy the fun of the story,
nice.
the lore, all that kinds of stuff. So the game was, there's an evil rubber ducky. They all want to tell you about the rubber ducky. And there's side quests for each of these things. You can figure them all out. Then there's a bunch of stuff you can't figure out. It's an amazing game and definitely worth playing.
I think you've sold me on playing this game just to see what's going on.
The only thing I'll say is they try to do a mysterious kind of story. So when you start the game up, it takes like an hour and a half to really get a grasp as to what is going on. Because when you start it up, you're just there, and they slowly start piecing together how you got there and what happened. It's only about an hour and a half in, but if you don't know what to expect, like I didn't, that first hour and a half took me like 3 days because I was just slowly trucking through like, cool, I got a gun. Cool, I got telekinesis. Now, what do I do? Like, what's going on? And I will say, unless you feel like getting lost, pull up some kind of a guide that will tell you the directions. It plays like a Metroidvania kind of game. Where it's like, this wall, I need a power to get through. So I go off, I get the power, and then, so you get a little confused as to where to go. And whenever I play Metroidvania, I always come up with like, go here, go here, go here. That's how I get through them, so.
That's cheating.
Yeah, you can go cheating all you want, but I don't like doing laps around zones forever.
That's fair.
Because it also doesn't have a level system. Its level system is based on completing the quests. So you can't just kill guys and get more powerful while you're lost. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you're just lost.
Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I will definitely. That's a game that's been on my radar for literal years. I just haven't. Like, I went through wanting to get it for PS4, and then the PS5 came out, and I was like, maybe they'll release an enhanced port. And then I was like, well, I kind of want to play everything on PC now, so maybe I'll just get it on Steam. But now I have a 3080. Like, that will smash Control, and it'll look super pretty. I might try it with ray tracing on. I haven't really played anything on my computer with ray tracing yet, so
it was free on PS5. You didn't grab it?
Very pretty. On my computer. I meant the only ray tracing game I've ever played was Miles Morales.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, did you get the PS5 free version?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so. I think my PS Plus subscription like lapsed when it was on for that month. But also like I have a PC and it'll look better on PC regardless.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
If something's available on PC, I'm going to play it on PC unless it's like a horrible port, in which case then I won't. But
yeah, no, another one, there's an arcade machine that basically if you play it, it sucks you in to do the horde mode in the game.
I love the stupid ones. My favorite
Yeah.
SCPs are somebody in the chat mentioned that there's a SCP that's a candy dish that if you try to take more than one piece, it dissolves your hand at the molecular level.
I just started going
so
down the
fun.
rabbit hole of SCPs recently. I was really bored just kind of going through YouTube. And
They're
there's
so
like-
stupid.
Yeah, some of them are just so interesting and weird. Sorry, Houston.
I
Do you
hate
like SCPs?
I don't know what they were.
Creepy stuff.
They're just like stupid,
Now I
creepy
know.
things. But the ones that I like are the stupid ones that aren't like the back rooms that I mentioned. It's
Yeah.
just like a never-ending set of like hotel hallways, and you slip into it on accident if you like look at a wall funny. But it's like it's kind of creepy, but also really stupid and fun.
Yeah.
I think that's what SCPs are to me.
But and then I did get back into Assassin's Creed Revelation, and at first I was excited about trying to get this platinum done, because there's nothing crazy. It's like it's not like 80 extra missions. I guess they took a lot of flack for Brotherhood, where it was literally like 10 missions of go kill this guy, and then you go to the next faction and it's like go kill this guy. You know, like just random.
Right.
So all the trophies are story related or doing something cool, like getting up the tower fast and things like that. But I started looking at it last night, and I realized there's a lot of story missions related trophies. All the DLCs included, which is like these separate weird things. So if you're playing Assassin's Creed, and I told you there's a first-person mode where you're just on platforms, and you can create platforms for platforming, jumping, and all of it's in a weird first person while somebody talks in your head. Does that sound like Assassin's Creed?
No.
Now let's put collectibles in it that I gotta go find.
God.
Hey,
Is it
Benny.
a first-person mode?
And
You did this to
Now
yourself,
you're a
though.
Viking. Does that sound like Assassin's Creed?
No. Hold on. That's still in third person with action.
least
This is like a first person slow walk mode. It's called the Lost Archives.
Is that Assassin's Creed though? Third person with action?
Yes.
Is that
that's-
all that encompasses
Yes.
Assassin's
Assassin's
Creed?
Creed.
I play a lot of
At this
Assassin's
point, yeah.
Creed.
So it's like
They've jumped the shark with Assassin's Creed a long time ago. All it has is third person in action now.
so it's this DLC called the Lost Archives, and you're Subject 16, the guy that was before Desmond in the plot-wise. And I guess it's him exploring his inner memories, because it's first person, slow walking, and I have the ability to make a flat platform and a tilted platform, and I have to get through puzzles. Get up to the door. Avoid the lava. It reminds me of like a 1990s like first person weird Myst. It reminds me of like Myst. It's so weird. I'm like, doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed in any way, shape, or form. But they're talking about the assassins. Like I'm getting lore. Oh, it's so weird and off the wall and crazy. I don't know what to think about it, but it's on the list of things I have to do no matter what. So
You must do
I
it.
must. And then I get to the main game, and the main game, the way they did this one is now you go claim the bases from the Templars in this one. You're in Constantinople, and they can take it back. And I looked at the trophies. I'm like, there's not even a reason to keep these. Like, I don't gain anything keeping the city. So half of Constantinople's gone back to the Templars now because I'm not even fighting for it anymore. I'm just letting it go.
Fair enough.
I can't wait for the Ezio trilogy to end, because you could definitely feel that their creativity was like spent. But the game looks the best, it plays the best, but the optional stuff and the ideas, they were definitely spent by the time they got to this one. They were definitely ready for Assassin's Creed 3.
Put the B team on it.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to have that one done within the next week or two, because I'm just slowly trekking through story missions. And the story missions are weird too. I'm in Constantinople and I'm looking for clues about Altair. Oh, you need help building your assassin. Well, here, let me go with you, and we're going to go recruit this guy, and then I'm going to teach him for an entire sequence of story missions. Like, what does that have to do
Does
with the
anybody
plot?
else here feel like Benny plays like a month and a half worth of games in a week?
He does seem to
Just-
play a lot of video games.
In case you guys were wondering, if Benny is not working, he is playing a game. That is his
Yeah.
hobby. He is always on something.
A lot of us do that, and none of us have
No,
like
but-
8 or 9. Well, I guess you have 8 or 9 games.
What are you talking
but
about?
Literally said
I've
you have,
also
like-
been working on my materia in 7. I spend 30 minutes a day leveling my materia in 7 to get ready for hard mode, or a proper truck. So, truck through that.
I think I definitely am the one who plays the least amount of games, like, on a weekly basis compared to the rest of you. Because I just, like, watch YouTube and other media when in
That's
my
why you got to get
downtime.
into
You're just
app
not
games.
multitasking properly.
Yeah.
Why do you think I play
You
so
put
many
on
app games?
YouTube
Yeah.
and you play a video game.
What do you think I do when I play my app games? You think I just sit there and stare at my phone? They play themselves, Dylan. I just put on videos or a movie and watch.
That's fair.
That's why I can't play Genshin.
Should we
It
get to
doesn't
our-
play itself.
I've had that complaint about a
Understandable.
few games that I'm like, I like this game, but there's no auto battle, so I'm not going to play it.
I like this game, but I can't just sit and watch it, so I don't want to play it.
This game doesn't play itself.
This
1
is
out of 5.
bull.
1 out of 5.
You should not read my Google reviews.
Now, you may have noticed an awkward cut right here as we go to an outro. You see, we did a whole lot of talking, and Dylan gets the fun job of making it into 9 different shows. That's a joke. It's going to be 2.
I feel like you don't believe in my editing. I can make it not awkward. It's only you saying that
So
it's an
here's the
awkward
thing.
cut that makes it awkward.
Every one of our segments is going to be another video.
Let's be honest. We got an hour and a half of awkwardness all
Yeah,
rolled
it's just
into one.
4 awkward dudes hanging out. It's just guys who just don't get it, Dylan. Anyway.
Just don't get it.
We just don't get it. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, the PSG podcast, let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget, I did say it at the beginning, we will be getting our giveaways next week. And I'll explain how that works next week, as we're going to be giving away $20 to Fortnite, PlayStation, or Steam. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you check out all of our videos, as it's going to be a weekly giveaway, sporadically hidden in the content. Check out the Twitter links down below. Make sure you check back daily for more PSG news, lore discussions, and Shank's obsession with blue loot.
Bloot.
Bloot! Go get the bloot!